Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to make another video with the most current news and updates on Team RGBA. Here's a photo that they took a couple days ago. They're at the gym. You see a bunch of fighters preparing for upcoming fights. Starting there with on the bottom left, Louie, November 30th in Las Vegas on a top-ranked card. And then Lindolfo Delgado was in negotiations for a title fight in um, Mexico. And then there you see Misael Rodriguez. You see on the far bottom right is Ivan Garcia. The guy next to him is a fighter that goes by the name of Coyote. I believe his last name is Garcia as well. Starting on the top right, you see Chepe, one of the trainers out of RGBA, with Bam Rodriguez. Then you see Josesito Lopez with the snack T-shirt. Joshua Franco with a tattoo of his dad on his chest. Caballo Bronco in the middle, next to Hector Tanajara, with his arm around Aaron Mares. And then in the red T-shirt is Manny Trey from Indio, and Esquiva Falcao without a T-shirt. And I'm not sure who's on the top far left. And I had to cut a couple people out just to make the picture fit. So Robert Biggie Rodriguez improves to 7-0. He fought this Saturday in San Antonio. At Biggie JR _ if you want to follow him. He's a free agent. Esquiva Falcao fought November 9th in Fresno on a top-ranked promoted card. He improves to 25-0. At Esquiva Falcao on Instagram if you want to follow him. There's rumors that his next fight might be a title shot in China. Stevie Hitman McKenna improves to 4-0. He's one of the McKenna brothers, one of the latest additions to Team RGBA. At Stevie _ McKenna if you want to follow him on Instagram. Alexis El Macizo Espino was scheduled to be on the Logan Paul KSI pay-per-view card, but his fight was canceled. At _ Alexis Espino 1 if you want to follow him on Instagram. Alejandro Porkchop Guerrero 10-0, 9 knockouts, was scheduled to fight Friday, November 15th in Iowa. It looks like that date for him might have been canceled. As of now, it hasn't been reported to on BoxRec. At Porkchop _ 214 if you want to follow him on Instagram. He didn't post anything on his social media with anything in the ring either. Carlos Caballo Bronco Adames, 18-0, 14 knockouts. He's scheduled to fight November 30th in Las Vegas against Patrick Tejeda. There's a rumor that Jaime Munguia has vacated the WBO belt at 154, but BoxRec is showing that Golden Boy has a fight scheduled for January 11th somewhere in Texas, and that it is for his WBO super welterweight title at 154. So we'll see where that ends up. Caballo's with Top Rank, and Munguia is with Golden Boy. So we'll see where that leads. At Caballo Bronco, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Louie Coria is scheduled to fight on that same card with Caballo November 30th. He is fighting for the NABF featherweight title on this top rank show in Las Vegas. At King Louie 416 if you want to follow him on Instagram. Lindolfo Delgado on the right is in negotiations for a fight in Mexico. We'll see if that comes to fruition. At Lindolfo Delgado on Instagram if you want to follow him. Vergil Ortiz Jr. has a fight date of December 13th at the Fantasy Springs Casino and Resort in Indio. That's a Friday. His opponent has yet to be announced. At Vergil Ortiz on Instagram if you want to follow him. 14-0, 14 knockouts. Joshua Professor Franco has been announced that he's on that same card with Vergil. He's the current WBA International and NABF champ at bantamweight, if I'm not mistaken, 118. 15-1-2. At 1 Professor Franco if you want to follow him on Instagram. Genaro Gamez has also announced via social media that he'll be fighting on that December 13th fight as well. His last fight was a loss there in India against Luis Feliciano. The biggest news would be whether he's coming back down to 135 or he's going to stay at 140. At Genaro Gamez, if you want to follow him on Instagram, a Golden Boy promoted fighter. Joseph Adorno, 14-0, 12 knockouts. BoxRec has deleted this scheduled date for them of January 11th at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I saw that Sunday night, and then by Monday midday it was erased. So they did announce Jeremy Adorno being on the card, Sonny Conto, Rob Brandt from Dallas, and Jesse Hart. So we'll see if that is in actuality a fight date for all those guys. At Real Joseph Adorno on Instagram if you want to follow him. Here's his little brother, Jeremy Magic Hands Adorno, 3-0. He was also scheduled on there, but BoxRec has deleted that announcement. So at Magic Hands _ Jeremy. Mikey Garcia is working in the gym. We've seen him via ES News in and out of the gym. So hopefully he lands that Manny Pacquiao fight. If not, there's plenty of other fights at 140 for him. At Team Mikey Garcia, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Abner Mares, 31, 3-1, very active on Fox commentary, interviewing fighters like Deontay Wilder and all the current PBC fighters. At Abner Mares, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Josesito Lopez, 37-8, stopped John Molina on September 28th on the Spence Porter card. We'll see what's next for him. At Jose Lopez for Riverside Rocky, if you want to follow him. Jose Ramirez, I believe Rick Meridian, his manager, made the announcement for his next fight as February 2nd, and the opponent is to be Victor Postol. So 25-0, 17 knockouts. I believe that's mandatory on one of his belts. At JC Ramirez 2012, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Erick DeLeon, 19-0 with 1 draw. He posted this fight date to be announced soon on his social media. At Team DeLeon 1, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Hector Tanajara, 18-0 with 5 knockouts. I would like to see him matched up against Ryan Garcia. They both had very extensive amateur careers. One is from California. The other one is from Texas, San Antonio, Texas to be exact. They both fight at 135. They're both promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. Team RGBA, maybe 6 months ago, showed a lot of interest in that fight, but he definitely is one of the 3 names that Ryan Garcia put out there as potential opponents before he canceled his fight when his opponent got arrested. So at Hector _ Tanajara, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Jackson and Phoenix Marinez, another 135er, 18-0, 5 knockouts. He's from the Dominican Republic. At L _ Phoenix on Instagram if you want to follow him. Jonathan Thunder Navarro did not spend his last camp with Team RGBA. He did it with his dad out in LA. He was successful with another knockout this October at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio. At Thunder Navarro if you want to follow him on Instagram. There he is, successful with a 2nd round knockout. Carlos El Mexicanito Licona, 15-1, 2 knockouts, has posted via his Instagram that he'll be fighting next year. At Mexicanito 12 if you want to follow him on Instagram. John El Terrible Bauza was scheduled to fight along with the Adorno brothers at that fight October 18th in Temple University, but his fight was canceled. I don't know if it was something on his side or something on his opponent's side, but hopefully he gets added to that January 11th bill in Atlantic City. At Real John Bauza on Instagram if you want to follow him. He is a top-ranked promoted fighter, fights at 140. Brandon Bulletproof Glanton is promoted by Team Mikey Garcia. He's 11-0 with 9 knockouts. He was on a PBC card there in Pennsylvania. At Team Bulletproof, if you want to follow him on Instagram, I believe he's a cruiserweight. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, 10-0, 6 knockouts. There is a title fight in his near future. That's the word that Robert Garcia has put out there. And there was a title fight for the WBO at 108 between Elwin Soto and Edward Hino there in Indio on a card promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. So Elwin Soto did defeat Edward Hino, so maybe that's a fight that could line up for Jesse Bam Rodriguez, 10-0, 6 knockouts from San Antonio, Texas. At 2-0 Bam if you want to follow him on Instagram. Misael El Chino Rodriguez, 10-0, 5 knockouts. His last fight was on September 28th. No news on him. At Misael OTEE if you want to follow him on Instagram. Ray Danger Muratalla improves to 9-0. He is a 140-pound local talent from Fontana, California. He was on a top-ranked show. there at the StubHub or at the Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. So he improves to 9-0. Very talented fighter. He does spar at RGBA, but in an interview recently, he said that he likes to go to different gyms to get different looks and different sparring from different fighters. So at Ray _ Muratalla 1. Jose, he goes by Ruben Rodriguez, goes first name by Ruben. He is also another local fighter who fights at 140. He suffered his first loss against a fighter from Las Vegas. The stoppage was controversial. We'll see how Ruben bounces back from this defeat. His brothers are fighters, and he has a lot of support from his father, and gets a lot of great sparring at Riverside from Team RGBA. So we'll see. I'm confident that Ruben's going to bounce back from this and come back even stronger and hungrier. At Ruben NR _. Aaron the Silencer McKenna 9-0. He improved to 9-0 on a fight date in October. They're in Indio. At Aaron MCK99 if you want to follow him on Instagram. Alfredo Escarcega 8-0 with 1 draw. His last fight in September, he suffered a draw versus his opponent there at a Garcia promoted event in San Bernardino. He is from F1 Gym in Phoenix, Arizona. Aaron Morales has been seen back in the gym. He was in that picture in the opening of the video. His last fight was in Bakersfield, September 21st. So he's another bantamweight. I believe there's 4 or 5, maybe possibly even 6 bantamweight fighters in Team RGBA. So tons of sparring for him. He's from Oklahoma. He's fought on several PBC cards and other top-ranked cards as well. At Aaron _ Morales, if you want to follow him on Instagram, there's 3 S's on Morales at the very end. Aaron Morales, 8-0, 3 knockouts. Isidro Ochoa suffered his first loss on the Tyson Fury card in Las Vegas very recently. So we'll see how he bounces back as this from well. It sounds like 3 or 4 fighters this year have lost their undefeated streak. So we'll see how they bounce back. Louie Coria has bounced back from his defeats and has been very successful. So I know we're in that Floyd Mayweather era where undefeated means a lot to a lot of different people, but I'm sure Isidro is surrounding himself with the correct people to make a comeback. Breenan Bfly Macias, 5-0, 2 draws, 2 knockouts. He fought twice in the month of September, once in San Bernardino and once again in Irving, Texas. No news on him. He is a free agent. Fights out of Goodyear, Arizona. At B _ Flight 301 on Instagram if you want to follow him. Ivan Garcia was scheduled to fight September 6th. He's another bantamweight out of Paris, California. His fight was canceled. I believe his opponent had problems passing medicals. So at Ivan _ Garcia on Instagram if you want to follow him. Brian Lua, we have no updates on him from the Central Valley RGBA. Evan Sanchez just improved to 6-0. He had a fight November 14th. He's another fighter from the Central Valley RGBA along with Brian Lua. At Real Evan Sanchez if you want to follow him on Instagram. Brandon Bam Bam Rios just opened his own boxing academy there in Oxnard, 35-5-1. He fought his entire career alongside Robert Garcia, calls him his padrino. So at Brandon Rios 1 if you want to follow him on Instagram. Isaac Colunga, if you want to follow updates on him, he's a fighter who was 3-0, who suffered an injury outside the ring. If you want updates on him, you can follow his mom at Carrie Colunga or his aunt Shelly _ Shell 12 or a family friend Dodger Girl 19 at Team _ Colunga to follow Isaac Colunga. Here's a picture of some of the amateur champions with some of their belts at a tournament that they went to very recently. Garcia Promotions kicked off this year, starting with a show in January 18th there in San Bernardino. Then they had a show in Dallas on March 15th. Another show June 23rd that was labeled Legends Collide, where they had a sparring match between Mikey and Erick El Terrible Morales from La Zona Norte, Tijuana. And then they had another show July 13th there in Dallas. And then they followed up with the 3rd show in San Bernardino on September 6th and ended with another show September 28th in Dallas, Texas. So started off the year very, very strong. 6 events in 1 year. We'll see what next year holds for them. We're into the fourth quarter, so they're 9-1 this quarter, which puts their professional record at 77 wins, 7 losses, and 4 draws. The amateur record is roughly 20-6. I'm sure there's a lot more wins in that record. I just haven't followed up with Pita or with Chepe. If you're interested in following Team RGBA, you can follow Robert at Garcia Boxing, Pita at Garcia_Pita, Chepe at JA_Contreras95, Mikey at Team Mikey Garcia, Frank at Frantic_1, Ellie at Ellie Setback, Rainbow at TS by Rainbow, or she has another channel called The Status Productions. And if you want updates on Vergil Ortiz Jr., you can follow his dad at Vergil SR, Vergil Sr., on all platforms, on Twitter and on Instagram. Please like and subscribe. I'm Sontel Media on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sontel_Media, Sontel_Media. Thanks. Have a great day.